Hello again, everyone. Tim Kelby of the Herald-Mail sports staff with you, and welcome to another edition of the Starting Five. And with me today is Herald-Mail assistant sports editor Andy Mason, and we are going to talk about a lot of running. We're going to start off with the high school cross-country championships, which took place this weekend, and a couple of nice championships going to go in the trophy cases at Boonesboro High School.
Yeah, my gosh, Boonesboro had a day it'll never forget. Sarah Zielinski, a Boonesboro senior, Maryland 1A individual state title. She led the Boonesboro girls to their first team title since 1995. And they won rather convincingly by 20 points over Manchester Valley. And then in the 1A boys race which followed, Boonesboro edged defending champion Bohemia Manor by 1 point, 69-70 to win that title. And that was really, a bunch of us were at the finish line with notebooks trying to figure out who might have won, and it was so close. In my notes, I had it 70-70 and Bohemia Manor win a tiebreaker, but I had missed the place. But other people had it different ways, so we were all kind of waiting for the final score to come out, and it was really exciting. And Boonesboro pulled it out, and they're the first school in Washington County to ever win both state team titles in the same year.
Right. Now, last week in the show, you pretty much were convinced and predicted that the girls would win the title, and almost the same for the boys. What was the key for the boys team?
Oh, the boys' key. In a 1 point win, it just takes fighting to the finish line. There was Josh Testa. He was 9th place by a 1/10 of a second. At the end, he goes diving across the finish line.
Right.
If he finishes 10th, if he lets that kid pass him right at the end, they don't win by a point. There was Nick Zielinski, Sarah Zielinski's younger brother. He was in 49th place at a mile. A mile into it, he's in 49th place, and he ended up finishing 15th. And he had the exact same time as a kid from Pikesville. That's actually where I messed up my place. He had the exact same time as the kid who got 16th. But Zielinski got, by 100ths of a second. He got him. There was another 1 point.
Tough on a tough 3-mile course.
Real tough 3-mile course.
Let's go to Class 2A, where Williamsport had their way with Catoctin during the regular season, but not during the championship.
No, they beat them 4 times, and all 4 of their wins, were somewhat comfortable. They beat them by, I believe, 17 points for the Antietam Conference title. But then Catoctin shocked them by 5 points at the region championships, and that almost seemed like a fluke. But it wasn't. They were even stronger at the state meet. They beat them by, I believe, 17 points, and Catoctin had a heck of a race. They have these Dorsey twins who are just, awesome runners, twin brothers. They got 1st and 3rd in the race, and that's really tough to overcome.
Williamsport's best finish was 5th place.
Yeah, Cody Bowman had a heck of a race. 5th place in the state, I don't think he could have asked for more. I think he was 7th in the region, then he gets 5th at states. He led them as he did all season. Williamsport did not have a terrible race. Catoctin had an outstanding race, but Williamsport pretty much entered the race as the favorite. They were 2nd last year to Winners Mill. Winners Mill lost everyone. Williamsport brought almost everyone back. But they, 2nd in the state's not bad, but when you're the favorite and you really want to win, that's tough to take. And, Randy Buckman, who's been the head coach there for 13 years, he's won some girls' titles, but lots of close calls on the boys' side. He never got that title, and after the meet was over, he said, "That's it, I'm never coming back here again."
Yeah. I was remiss in asking one thing about Boonesboro. Sean Snyder, 3rd place finish?
Yeah, 3rd place finish. He did, great race. He had a great race. He was in 2nd for most of the way, got passed at the end by a kid from North Carroll, whom he'd beaten the week earlier at the region meet, but still, he had getting 3rd in the state's a great race.
And briefly, the Smithsburg boys, how'd they finish in 1A?
I think they were 6th or 7th.
A good finish for them?
Yeah, they were a little down this year. I know they were happy just to be at states. That's a step in the right direction for getting things back on track, and they finished sort of right in the middle of the pack. And
in 3A, the North Hagerstown girls?
Yeah, Emily Ward, she was 4th last year. She ran 10 seconds faster on the same course this year, was 7th. So it was a tougher race. Then she's just a junior. She'll be back next year.
Right.
Sophomore Carson Iser had really a breakout season. He got to states, I believe he was 56th. He'll be looking to improve on that next year.
Good deal. So maybe we'll see some other champions next season in Washington County. And speaking of the premier event coming up in Washington County, it's the 50th annual JFK 50-mile ultra marathon, a tough, 13-mile section on the Appalachian Trail. And this guy has run it a few times, but he's going to be there this year covering it.
Yeah,
Andy?
when I don't, it's my favorite race to run. It's also my favorite day of work when I'm covering it for the paper. I've run it 5 times. This will be my 6th time covering it for the paper, and I'm greatly looking forward to it because it's going to be a heck of a race. I mean, not only is this the biggest running event in Washington County, it's the biggest ultra marathon in North America.
1,000 runners will be on hand.
Yeah, roughly 1,000, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 from nearly every state in the U.S. is going to, there'll be runners from nearly every state, a half dozen different countries. I mean, for what it is, it's kind of a niche event, but it's it's a big deal.
Are there? I know you've always at this time of year have got your list of pre-race favorites. Anybody from now that you're not running it, any list of local runners?
Barring something hugely unforeseen, I don't see anyone locally cracking the top 20 this year, maybe not even the top 50. Okay. Kathleen Lugier, a great, she's 44 years old, lives in Boonesboro, a great runner. She was actually the top county finisher last year, male or female, and she's back this year. Maybe in the women's masters division she'll perform well, but locally we really don't have any runners who are going to be at the front.
Early race favorite for the men?
Well, David Riddle, who ran in the 49th annual JFK last year, he smashed the course record. One of the greatest races I've ever seen. He took almost 5.5, 6 minutes off the course record from last year, ran 5:40. He's coming back to defend that title, but he's not the favorite. This guy named Max King from Oregon is coming, and he's a beast.
A beast,
yeah,
okay.
He's the favorite. The women's champion from last year, Cassie Scallon from Wisconsin, she's injured. She's not coming back. Okay. But we have Ellie Greenwood coming, and Ellie Greenwood, she's a British citizen, but she lives in Canada, lives and trains in Vancouver, and she's the big-time favorite. She's pretty much regarded as the best ultra-marathon female runner in the world. Remember
those names for next week. Race director, always busy at this time of year, Mike Spindler.
Oh yeah, Mike Spindler. This is his show.
Yeah.
I mean, he lives and breathes the JFK.
How many years has he been doing this?
This is his 20th race as race director. I think he's run the race. He's run the race 14 times. He's 2-time champion, 82, 83. He had the course record at one point.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get him in. We'll try to get him in here and talk about the results.
Okay.
That'll do it for this edition of the Starting Five. I'm Tim Kelby. Have a good week.